Wow, this one's really interesting. So it turns out that there seems to have been some massive leak of the Epic Game Store database. It's a new prophecy. It's Sweeney's prophecy.
Sweeney's prophecy.
And it seems to be indicating a huge bunch of games that are going to be coming out, which, well, let's be honest, I'm looking at the stuff that's being mentioned here. It's nothing that's going to be an earth-shattering surprise, is it?
No.
But yes. Alex, do you want to take up the story on this one?
So the idea is that, like SteamDB before it, there's an API to plug into to get information out of Epic Game Store. And no one, since a lot of people don't actually care about Epic Game Store, not a lot of people have ever really looked into it. And apparently it's been like a source where someone made a DB, like the ability to search it. And people had been using it to actually like scrape leaks out of it, kind of, without any repercussion, because no one was paying attention. And then it came out right now as, oh wait, this exists, and so it's going to be censored if it already hasn't been. But the idea is really interesting here because we got leaks like this in the past through SteamDB before it, or Steam Spy and all these other things, and we also got the NVIDIA leak, which was grabbed in a similar way of just a database of things that you can just publicly read. And here, I think the fun part of it, other than the fact that, we have a new prophecy to talk about and always reference on the show, which, by the way, Jason Schreier said this morning, Final Fantasy Tactics Remake Remaster is real, or was it yesterday? And guess what was in Jensen's prophecy? That exact same game. Jensen's prophecy is like within the most accurate leak in all video game history. It's incredible. But that's great. But here there's some really interesting entries. There was a Rockstar entry. I think it was named after like a Swedish dessert of some sort. Okay. But the file size associated with it was the same size of Red Dead Redemption PS5 install size. Interestingly enough, so that's probably the EGS listing for Red Dead Redemption Remastered on PC, which I thought was great.
There was another leak for that one as well from the the Rockstar launcher.
Right.
So, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Just get it out there. Let's see.
Another one that was also in there, I think it was like Project Utah or something like that, which is The Last of Us Part 2, based upon the associations with it. There was also Rise of the Ronin coming to PC, but that was named after a character in the game. So like if you like some of the namings and listing, one thing that you have to be worried about with all these leaks is that there's going to be false listings just because people do tests often. Like there's some that are literally just named test, but some of them are just named like random junk. There's also going to be the fact that projects will start having these like depot listings made for them, even though the project is canceled. And we saw that in the past a number of times with like the NVIDIA leak too. There was Titanfall 3, where it was obviously started at some point, but then the game was canned. Similar to that happens actually quite often, that you hear about a game and then it just goes away. But in this case, there's probably a number of these listings from a variety of different publishing houses and developers that are not going to end up being anything at all. So don't look at all. There's a great listing online you can find on Reddit of all these things, and a number of them end up going to be non-attributable. But in the end here, there's a lot of really great proof of really great games coming to PC in the near future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just enjoying the code names, which seem to be all based on various foodstuffs. Ubisoft has food-themed ideas for its code names, says Eurogamer, including quote-unquote puff pastry and profiterole. Saber Interactive has chimichanga. And Square Enix has butter caca.
Yeah, but which
I don't want that.
It's apparently butter cake, but the name, when you say it in English or any other language, it just sounds like diarrhea, man. That's what it sounds like to me.
You went there, Alex.
I did go for the D word.
He loves the D word.
Yeah. that means a whole other bunch of things. But yeah, I'm excited to see what comes of this. I'm a little bit sad though that it came out in the way it did, because now there's not going to be any more access to it like there is with all these leaks when they go live and viral. But thank you, Tim Sweeney, for leaking all these games on PC.
Personally leaking all of it.
Yes. He sat down, made a prophecy, it turned into code.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Speaking in tongues or something like that. That explains all the names, right?
Yeah, I mean, wow, I'm just looking at this reset era thread of like all of these code names, which is provoking various discussions there. Man, that's going to be pretty damaging for Epic, though, on the more serious side. Anything to add to that, John?
Not really. I mean, it's just another one of these prophecies, and we can only hope that it holds to be as accurate as Jensen's.
Okay, fair enough.